In the world of country music, high notes and low notes aren't just found in songs, sometimes they're found in the headlines. And today's headline is indeed a low note, or perhaps a flat note, for country music star Morgan Wallen. Now, we've all had those moments of sheer folly, those instances where our actions seem to defy logic and reason. But few of us have had the, well, let's call it audacity to throw a chair off a rooftop bar. Yes, you heard me correctly, a chair off a rooftop, but that's exactly what Mr. Wallen did, and it's landed him in quite a pickle. It was a quiet Sunday night in Nashville around 11:15 at the Chief's Bar, owned by none other than fellow country music star Eric Church. Now, we don't know what led to this moment of madness, but witnesses reported seeing Wallen hurl a chair over the roof, laughing as he did it. Unfortunately, the chair didn't take flight and end up in a tree or on a nearby rooftop, as one might hope in such a ridiculous scenario. No, instead, it plummeted down and landed dangerously close to two unsuspecting police officers. I mean, talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Those officers were just doing their job, patrolling the streets of Nashville, when a chair came flying out of the sky. It's not exactly what you'd expect on a Sunday night shift, is it? The result of this unlucky chair toss? Well, our friend Wallen was promptly arrested, charged with 3 counts of felony reckless endangerment and 1 count of disorderly conduct. Not exactly the kind of record a country music star wants to be making, is it? And so, as the dust settles on this bizarre event, we're left to ponder the many questions it raises. Why a chair? Why from a rooftop bar? And most importantly, why near 2 police officers? But perhaps the most perplexing of all is this. How does one confuse a night out with a game of musical chairs gone terribly wrong? It seems our friend Wallen mistook the phrase raising the roof quite literally and decided to give it his own twist, throwing furniture off it. Now, one might argue, what's in a chair toss? Well, quite a lot when it's off a rooftop and nearly hits 2 of Nashville's finest. Let's delve into the aftermath of this dramatic event, shall we? Morgan Wallen, the country music star at the heart of this fiasco, was charged with 3 counts of felony reckless endangerment and 1 count of disorderly conduct. Now, that's a mouthful of charges for what started as an evening of country music and a chair that found itself on an unexpected flight path. The reactions of witnesses were, understandably, a mix of shock and disbelief. After all, it's not every day you see a chair take a nosedive off a rooftop bar. Some reports even suggest that Wallen seemed to find the incident amusing, laughing as the chair descended to the street below. It's safe to say that the officers who narrowly missed becoming impromptu landing pads for the airborne furniture were not sharing in the humor. In the tense moments following the incident, Wallen was promptly arrested and his bond was set at a cool $15,250. Not exactly pocket change even for a successful country star. Despite the serious nature of the charges, Wallen's lawyer confirmed that the singer was cooperating fully with authorities, which, let's be honest, was probably the wisest move he made that night. To further add to the drama, this chaotic event occurred right at the beginning of Wallen's tour and coincided with the Country Music Television Awards. Wallen was nominated for Best Male Video but lost out to Jelly Roll. I suppose one could say that it was not exactly his night, was it? Of course, in the light of the next morning, Wallen might have wished he'd just stuck to singing about whiskey glasses rather than throwing chairs. And where did this chair-tossing shindig take place? None other than Chief's Bar, owned by fellow country music star Eric Church. Now let's talk about the scene of the crime. Chief's Bar, a renowned watering hole in the heart of Nashville, is a favorite amongst locals and tourists alike. Known for its live music and vibrant atmosphere, it's a place where the whiskey flows as freely as the country tunes that fill the air. It's no surprise that our chair-flinging friend Morgan Wallen found himself on the rooftop of this popular joint on that fateful Sunday night. The owner of this establishment? None other than country music sensation Eric Church. With his own impressive discography and a reputation for his rebellious spirit, Church is no stranger to the spotlight. However, owning a bar that becomes the setting for such an unconventional spectacle, that's likely a new one, even for him. Church, known for hits like Springsteen and Desperate Man, is a force to be reckoned with in the music industry. He's a man who commands respect, not just for his musical prowess, but also for his business ventures, Chief's Bar being one of them. So when an incident like this occurs under his roof, it's bound to raise some eyebrows. Now, we can't say for certain how Church reacted upon hearing the news. There's no official statement from the man himself, and we can only speculate about his thoughts on the matter, but knowing Church, a man who's never been one to shy away from a little controversy, it's possible he might see the funny side of this rather bizarre incident. Perhaps he might even pen a song about it. Who knows? The Ballad of the Flying Chair could be his next #1 hit, or perhaps he might use this incident as a quirky marketing strategy. Imagine the possibilities. Chief's Bar, where the music's so good you'll want to throw chairs. One can only imagine Church's reaction upon hearing the news. A chair, Morgan, really? So what's next for our chair-tossing crooner? Well, the legal system isn't known for its sense of humor when it comes to airborne furniture. You see, there's a certain gravity to the situation when you lob a chair off a rooftop, especially when it lands a hair's breadth away from law enforcement officers, and that's exactly where our country music star Morgan Wallen finds himself. Under the stern gaze of the law, Wallen has been charged with 3 counts of felony reckless endangerment and 1 count of disorderly conduct. Now, for those of you who don't speak legalese, reckless endangerment is a serious charge. It implies that someone knowingly engaged in conduct that created a substantial risk of serious bodily injury to another. In layman's terms, Wallen's chair-throwing escapade could have seriously hurt somebody. As for the disorderly conduct charge, that's a bit like the cherry on this legal sundae. It's a misdemeanor which is less serious than a felony, but still it's not exactly a gold star on one's record. And what's next, you ask? Well, Wallen is scheduled to appear in court on the 3rd of May. Now, we don't have a crystal ball, but we can speculate on a few possible outcomes. If convicted, Wallen could face hefty fines, community service, or even jail time. Of course, his legal team will likely argue for leniency, citing Wallen's lack of criminal history and his cooperation with authorities. But regardless of the court's decision, there's another trial Wallen will have to face: the court of public opinion. And in that court, the verdict can be swift and merciless. Remember, folks, in the world of showbiz, reputation is everything, and right now, Wallen's reputation is dangling precariously, like a chair on the edge of a rooftop. As the saying goes, what goes up must come down, and in this case, a chair went up and Wallen's reputation might be coming down. All in all, it's been quite a week for the world of country music. We've seen a chair take a flight, police officers dodge furniture, and a country music star, Morgan Wallen, land in hot water. For those just tuning in, Wallen was arrested for allegedly throwing a chair from the rooftop of Chief's Bar in Nashville, a bar owned no less by fellow country star Eric Church. The chair, apparently embracing its newfound freedom, decided to land rather too close to 2 police officers. This reckless chair tossing has earned Wallen 3 counts of felony reckless endangerment and a disorderly conduct charge. Not exactly the kind of chart-topping hit he's used to. This incident has put a bit of a damper on the start of his tour. And with a court appearance set for May 3rd, it's safe to say that Wallen's got a bit of a rocky road ahead. In the end, one thing's for sure: the next time Wallen decides to raise the roof, he might want to leave the furniture out of it.